'cause I love this land. It takes my breath away.
Welcome to Texas 10. I'm Melissa.
And I don't know what sort of Steve I am.
You're just Steve.
Well,
You're traveling, Steve.
but this is today's episode. There's a lot of things I could be.
There are. We are traveling to Fayette County. We're taking you to LaGrange, Texas, and to Fayetteville, Texas. LaGrange has one of my favorite courthouses, and I've probably said it before, but this is one where it doesn't suffice just to walk on the grounds outside. You have to go inside. It is beautiful.
It is a spectacular courthouse. I will grant you that. And it commands a very imposing square.
Yes, and it has an atrium inside. And so, LaGrange is this beautiful city with this beautiful courthouse, but that's probably not what it's known for.
LaGrange punches way above its weight in terms of the people that know the name of the town versus the size of the town.
Martin, what was the Houston reporter?
Marvin Zindler.
Yeah, Marvin Zindler. And the best little whorehouse in Texas was outside LaGrange. It's true.
It was outside. It was called, in the story, it's called the Chicken Ranch.
Right.
But it was never, the locals never called it the Chicken Ranch. It was Madame Edna's or Miss Edna's place. And, we see Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds and sort of a Victorian, it was more like the nickname, the Chicken Ranch, came because it was on a farm with a lot of outbuildings.
So anyway, it's not there anymore, and that's not why LaGrange is so great.
Well, you're right. That's not why it's so great. But you mentioned the play and the movie, but I think a lot of people know it from the song, the great ZZ Top song, LaGrange, which is another tribute to the Chicken Ranch.
Well, that's true. I was actually thinking the song that he sings when he's doing all the...
No.
Anyway.
That Billy Gibbons song is pretty great.
It is. Well, LaGrange is pretty great. It has an amazing square, very, very active. It has restaurants and great shopping, this beautiful jewelry store. If you're a quilter, it has the Quilting Museum.
The Texas Quilt Museum.
It's awesome. So it's really worth a visit.
And so it is, like Melissa's saying, it's a big square. And it has a wide variety of things. I mean, we've been to places where the square is just lawyers' offices or bail bondsmen because of the proximity to the courthouse. Sometimes you'll have, a couple of things. Sometimes you'll have a great cafe. LaGrange has it all.
Right.
It has different types of shopping. It has great food. It has, there's a traditional meat market there because this area of the country was very Czech and German oriented, and they've got the best meat markets.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of those in Central Texas. We have that in LaGrange. And it's super busy.
Yeah. And just the area, the drive. I used to go get my dad and we would drive over to LaGrange to have lunch. And that's just the kind of place it is. It's kind of the soft rolling hills. And so it's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a mixture. I mean, it's not really hill country.
No,
it's not
the
far
meadow.
enough. But it's not really East Texas. Maybe that's why they call it Central Texas.
It's really
But it
lovely.
has some of the elevation changes with the addition of more of the lush of East Texas, which is a real nice combination.
Right. And then if you go over to Fayetteville, Texas, now this place, it also has a courthouse in the middle. And I don't know if it was the first, but the county seat changed in Fayette County from Fayetteville to LaGrange. And it is kind of the iconic Old West clapboard, all wood. And it's really very pretty too.
Right. So when Matt Dillon had to go to court and testify about somebody that he'd arrested, it was in a place like that, I think.
Yeah, it looks like, it looks like something out of Gunsmoke or something. But,
and so we went to Fayetteville. There's Fayetteville, Arkansas. There's a lot of Fayettevilles in the world. On our website, you can see who Fayette was. But we went because even before we started this journey, Texas Monthly had written an article about the 40 best Texas small town cafes. And they were dead on most of them. But a lot of them you would go and they were general comfort food, really well done, great breakfasts, that sort of thing. But Joe's Place in Fayetteville was a little different.
Joe's Place, you can get one of the best steaks you've ever had. It is fantastic.
It's still the rustic atmosphere, but the food is...
I mean, you can go to Joe's Place dressed very casually and have just a great steak.
Right. And you don't pay Dallas Steakhouse prices for it either. So that's a side benefit.
It's just, in fact, my brother-in-law told us about it too years ago, and Ron loved Joe's Place too. The other place in Fayetteville, there's a cafe called Orsak's, which is also really good.
It's just as good, which I think we've been to Fayetteville several times. It's a common stopping point coming back or going somewhere. We can get to the coast by going through LaGrange in that area, and we'll make a detour. Probably the first 5 times we went to Joe's Place because we liked it so much. It had more of the rep maybe. And then finally one day we said, well, we'll try Orsak's. And now we're torn.
Where do you go? And it's worth going because if you like art, believe it or not, this tiny town of Fayetteville has a great art gallery.
The Red and White Gallery, and it's right there on the square. It is of substantial size. It's not a museum, but it's of a decent size. And I don't know the whole backstory behind them, but I do know that they carry world-renowned artists, and they have a very active exhibition list. Like a lot of places you go, and it's a gallery, it might be an artist gallery, and he'll have 1 or 2 other people that he'll show.
Or especially in small towns, it's a collection of local artists. No, if you are a collector, this gallery is worth checking out.
And they have a substantial online presence. So if you look up anything Red and White Gallery, you can see them. You can see who they're exhibiting at that time. And I bet you didn't know this, you can stay at the Red and White Gallery.
I did not. Oh, let's do that.
Okay.
We can go. So this would be perfect. You can eat at Joe's Place at night. You can get up the next day. And there's some a few little shops, kind of a little artist community, and then you can go to breakfast or lunch at Orsak's. And then, when we go to a town, we of course go and find the county seat, find the county courthouse. That's great. We love to check out the shopping and the restaurants. We love art. We love public art. We love art galleries, and we love music.
Well, that's back in LaGrange.
Right.
It is called, and this shout out to Daryl Rollins for turning us on to this. It's the cutest thing. It's called Bugle Boy. It's just called Bugle Boy, and it is a listening room. And the reason they call it Bugle Boy is because it is a converted army barracks.
So, I mean, LaGrange, Fayette County has it all.
Well, we haven't talked about the churches yet.
Oh, and so you also look for churches. I mean, that way, if you go on a Sunday, you can worship. But Texas, if you know anything about the history, it actually was kind of an entry point for a lot of immigrants.
Millions of people.
And so European immigrants brought their traditions. And in this region of Texas, there are the painted churches.
And LaGrange has several of them. At Flatonia, there's a couple. This was a real popular area for that. They're called painted churches because of the astounding interior painting. And you go into them, and they are really breathtaking. The one in particular in LaGrange that I think is pretty impressive is St. John the Baptist Catholic Church.
And most of them are not. They're not all Catholic, but a lot of them are Lutheran or Catholic, coming from that German tradition. But they are absolutely stunning. And you walk in, and they're somewhat simple, but they are painted with these different colors that you don't
they're
expect.
Different than what you expect. They're not the fresco.
It's not like walking into the Vatican and seeing that kind.
We would tell you if the Vatican was there.
But they are stunning. In fact, there are tours that go and hit all of the painted churches in Texas. And so it's worth going when you're in Fayette County to seek out the ones in Fayette
And you
County.
might as well have something to confess, which is the last thing I will bring up. Right down the street back in Fayetteville from the Red and White Gallery, if you're staying there, another reason to stay there is Prohibition Liquors is down the street. It's a converted gas station. It's just one of the coolest spirits shops in Texas. So a shout out to them too.
So maybe what you do is you actually start in Fayetteville and you have dinner at Joe's place. You stay at the Red and White. You go to Orzak's the next day. You go to the Prohibition. Well, you do that the night before. You get your spirits, and then the next day you can go over to LaGrange and go and confess in the Painted Church.
It's a lot to put together.
The music.
But,
I forgot.
Right.
Beautiful boy.
I'm going to say long weekend is what you need for Fayette County.
It's beautiful. Enjoy it. And more importantly, we just want to encourage you to get on the road, get off the highway, and check out some of these beautiful towns here in Texas. You will not regret it.
Fayette County, great weekend spot. You'll be relaxed, but there's plenty to do. I think that's sort of a good combination. So thanks for being with us. Do all the social media things, like, subscribe, comment, share, but most of all, just tell a friend and keep coming back to learn more about great Texas travel.
And I love this land. It takes my breath away. From the Palo Duro to the Gulf Coast plain, from the heart of the hill country to the piney wood shade. I love this land. It takes my breath away.